Okay, so I've been trying to make this video basically all day. Last time. I'm going to try to record this. Come on. Sorry. There we go. Now reacting to, not reacting to myself, but responding to what I was triggered by and why day 50 of the 75 hard started out so goddamn shit. And while I do it, I'm going to try and get a bit of work done. Currently recording the podcast. Hey, if you're new here, my name is Stuart, and this is Law Bitching and Moaning for the last 50 days. And if you are not new here, this is going to be a bit of a different video. Not just trying to find the positives. I'm not deprecating myself. I'm not angry at anyone. I'm not angry at myself. I'm just frustrated. But what am I frustrated by? I don't really know. Well, I do. But something I ask myself every day is, am I showing up for myself today? Am I respecting myself today? I'm not doing it for anyone else, family, friends, social media, work. And I had to ask, was I showing up for myself making this video? Because I'm teetering on which side of the fence this does fall in and land on, because I've tried making this video 3 or 4 times. And I know I say these videos are like for my own posterity, but I'm wondering, like, when I get to 75 and I look back at these, I'll be like, why didn't I just keep these to myself? But I don't want anything to come across in a negative way. This is just all my journey, and I don't want it to come across as a state of anger and be blinded. And I was struggling trying to do this earlier, and we all struggle, you know. We all struggle, especially when you're trying to better yourselves, and you're wondering, are the choices you're making bettering you? And in moments of in heightened moments like this, you know, it really makes you kind of aware. Does that make sense? I don't know. But it's about choosing to show up. I need to stop saying it's a really killer word for a conversation. So I'm gonna do something that I learned from Vingian. Just pause. I'm just going to pause. I'm not going to put in any filler words. I'm going to sit in the space. Today is day 50 of the 75 hard. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It was a fight, and it's not even over. I am still getting frustrated in myself. Not with anyone else. Not with anyone else. Not with life. But with myself. I would like to make that clear, just not just for people online, but I think for myself, when I do look back, that I'm saying this. And I was really triggered from a conversation, and I woke up, you know, I just let it go to bed, and after having this conversation with someone, they were wondering why I let certain things happen. And I woke up quite angry. We weren't able to resolve it. Basically, we were on 2 sides of the fence first, but waking up with that frustration, and I know I talk a lot online about like my life with anxiety, depression. I talk about, you know, successes with joy and self-reassurance and acceptance, but anger has always been one that I actively have to work on, because it was such a big part of my identity for so long, and I would fester in it in my life. And there have been times in my life when I've gotten angry and just flew off the handle, and when I do, it's like I lose the forest for the trees. And I feel like I'm not in control of myself. I'm fighting with myself. It bubbles up, you know, like anyone. We always get angry, we get frustrated, aggravated when things don't go our way, and emotions are heightened, and, you know, emotions get the best of us. And I felt that. And I've never felt it this bad in ages, because it is a fight. against who I previously was when I got angry, and I'd just let myself react, and now I'm letting myself respond. And when I do that, I've won against basically the person who I used to be, who used to love, being in anger, being in that heightened state of emotion. Why did I like it? Because, I felt passionate. Anyway, I did everything in my routine this morning. The habitual stats I've cultivated now for the 50 days. 50 days. That's the keto diet. Supplements, house, gym, well, almost gym. Something they don't tell you about the keto diet is your farts reek. Probably shouldn't have put that in. That's going to be something I'm going to be embarrassed about living on the internet for so long. Anyway, I got to the gym and I just felt like I was wasting space. Everything felt off. And I was getting more frustrated, and I just left. I just walked out, and it wasn't just a case that I've given myself grace or, being patient and saying, this is not our day, come back. Stronger. It was a case of I wanted to ruin my day. I didn't want to continue. And there would be a reason for me to stay in this frustrated state, in this anger. Anger that I didn't realize why I was still so frustrated. Something inside me, though, caught it, and the self-awareness did kick in. And I felt regret leaving the gym. I felt regret in my car, still leaving, driving away, feeling regret. And it wasn't about the workout then, it was about the choice that I'd made, and I'd let myself, let me be real, like, anger lies to us. It tells us, just leave, just quit, just give in, just fly off the handle. And too many times in my life have I let it, have I done all those. And I've destroyed things that I've started doing, and I've destroyed progress that I've made of myself. I'm going to get angry, I'm going to react. To get the reaction from another person, I'm going to fight for anything. I've been down this road way too many times, and I stopped. I took deep breaths, Mel Robbins, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, turned that car around, did Jefferson's Fisher's intense breathing, 4 in, 4 hold, 4 out. Went back to the gym, parked my car and sat there, and then tried to take a nap. Nap lasted like 5 minutes, was not working. I knew it was me trying to turn myself from going back into that gym. The lads behind the counter even said, like, did you not just leave? And I said, yeah. And I'm back. And that was the real win. And I was happy and proud I came back. Not just because I finished the workout, not just because of the endorphins, not just because of the movement. I proved to myself I could be here. And I proved something to myself, is that self-respect is built in moments like this. It's easy to do things when you feel good. And it's easy to be disciplined when you have motivation and it's high. But when everything in you is saying no, no, and you still show up, that was quite a grateful feeling. I better put up the 75 hard video that I've taken yesterday for this, actually, while I'm talking. And for far too long in my life, I've never given myself that self-respect. And through this challenge and the last number of years of working on everything, getting help, asking for help, I'm developing that for myself. That self-respect. Like, we're not always going to be motivated, but discipline is choosing yourself even when you don't feel like it. And choosing peace is a big one for me. This year, I don't want to give you any lore or I don't like that word. Why did I say it? I put myself on the internet, in many different versions of me. It's the entertainer, I want to be the advocate, I want to be the artist, but no version of me is going to be palatable for everyone. And people judge me, people say I'm cringy and weird because I wear elf ears because I like fantasy and I want to get attention. And I learned Irish now as an adult, but I'm a terrible person to be putting videos up on the internet saying words. And I'm, what else am I? I can't give, very vague mental health advice, and I used to care quite a lot about what validation I was getting from people and who it was coming from. And like, we are also multidimensional, and we are weird, and we are emotional, and we are serious, and we are passionate, and we are struggling, and we are thriving. And I'm a weird, whimsical Irishman who jumps into a lake. And all I say is let people judge and mock and use their words to try and like tear me down, because they don't have power unless I give that to them. They're not going to like push me over when I'm just standing my ground and living my own peace. Like, I throw everything plus the kitchen sink on the internet and see what sticks online and what doesn't. And I spent way too long in my life craving that attention, seeking that validation, wanting to be the center in the spotlight. You know? I was always that kid, that annoying, I was always an annoying, weird child like that. I was always wanting that. And it's a case of I really don't need to prove anything anymore, and I don't need to be that loud. And I don't need to do that. And we don't need people to accept us if we accept ourselves. Like, people will laugh and people will judge and hate, and it's what if I'm okay with that, but I'm not okay with like my family and my friends getting hurt and insulted on my behalf, and I can't carry their frustration, and I get aggravated when they are frustrated that I'm not frustrated. I mean, this time last year, I was so desperate for approval again. Like, I was doing everything, and I was so focused on the views and the likes and all this. And I still do the exact same content I did last year, but I do it more so from a place of I like doing this rather than I just want to go viral and get the views. And I put a lot of stuff on the internet that people like a lot or don't like a lot. But if I'm not hurting another person, then why should I let their discouragement like destroy my peace? We choose who we give our power to, and it comes from a place of positivity or negativity. And if you choose to quit today, that's that's your choice, and we choose today to keep going. I'm sorry if you do or don't feel any of this, and if this doesn't make sense. I have learned to choose peace over quite a lot, actually, in my life. And I do remember as a child, something that I haven't thought about a lot is how I would give up so much of my integrity, and in school when I was much, much younger, rather than, I'd give up so much of my integrity looking for the validation or the acceptance, and even just in myself. And that came up there last night where someone says, but it comes across because you never, fight back against people who just don't like you online. Like, do you not have any integrity? And I'm thinking, I've developed such a state of self-acceptance that I'm living the life right now in a state of peace, living my life in a state of peace, and just trying to learn to be happy and just push past these moments. I think that's the biggest form of self-respect and integrity that I could have. Other people's harmful words do not hurt me as much as what they did. Even this time. Yeah. March was a really bad month for me last year. So, someone was upset for me being made fun of, and they were equally as upset because I wasn't. That's what really triggered me. I was angry because I wasn't. I was angry because I think it put a fault. Thought I think it put a fault in my armor. Is me not responding giving up my integrity? If I'm being honest, I don't know. I don't believe so, and I hope that's not me just trying to go back into old habits. Yeah, this is a very depressing episode. I'm sorry. I usually try to keep these light. I've been looking at these bad boys quite a lot. Things backwards. Affirmation cards. This is really how I started making my affirmations. The world is filled with wonderful things. And questions of empowerment cards. And still keep them close. What are my best qualities? My hair. I'm in a very appreciative state right now for letting myself be vocal, for not letting myself fester, for not letting myself give up and quit another challenge. Anyway, that's my day. I'm currently putting up yesterday's update for the 75 Hard. I'm currently doing the podcast for today, which is on purposes. Your passion and your purpose. This is the longest vlog we've done. That's either a really good or a bad thing. Anyway, hope you have a good day, the day you deserve, and this is Stuart. It is 5 o'clock.